but I ended up basically putting Sylvania 12AX7s in the low end. It's an American tube. It's very robust. And again, it makes sense why it would be good for low end. There wasn't really anything else that even tempted me on that. It was just pretty obvious. In the high mid band, the high mid band, it was also very obvious that the Mullard 12AX7 was the choice. Mullards, as you know, if you know guitar amps, they're known for their incredible mid-range. I had a feeling that was what I was going to like, but believe me when I say I tested a ton of other things, and the Mullard 12AX7 was just clearly what gave you the right sound in that range. Again, with the high-end tube, in the high shelf, traditional knowledge would say, you want to go with something that's really hi-fi, like a Telefunken 12AX7, which is what I ended up going with. However, it wasn't like I just defaulted to that. It actually did sound better than a variety. I tried Mullards, I tried Tungsols, I tried Raytheons, I tried all sorts of black plate RCAs. I tried everything that was cool in it. Because who knows? If you don't try, you won't know. Maybe you found something cooler than the thing that's expected. But in this case, the Telefunken, the hi-fi tube, in the high end of the EQ, makes sense that would work. The low mid band was the trickiest one. I actually did like the JJ in the low mid band. However, I wanted to hear a black plate RCA because that's what I had heard would be good in the low mid band. But we didn't have any of those, or we didn't have a good match pair of those. So I ordered them. They came in, about a week. I put them in, and I heard why it's a good choice in the low mid band, and I used the EQ that way for a little while. However, I basically just ended up deciding that for whatever reason, maybe it's just the shape or just maybe the fact that I work on some more modern music, I felt like this was a better all-around EQ with the JJ in the low mid band. It just did something, evened out all the frequency ranges in a way that was just sounded right to me. So even though I had fought to get these tubes and bought them and bought a bunch of match pairs so that I would have redundancies in case for whenever it needed to be retubed, I just went with my gut and stuck with the JJs in the low mid band, and I have ever since, and I know that it's the right choice. The other thing in this, the tubes that make a big difference, are the EF86, which is basically the overall tone. It's the tube that controls the tone of the thing. I have these crazy shield plate Mullard tubes that are from the 60s. They actually came with them in it, and I tried replacing them with all sorts of things. The JJ, Bugle Boys, all sorts of really high-end options of things that I had heard other people use. And the shield plate Mullards that came in it were the tube for it. It just was more robust, taller imaging. It just made it sound like the Boss EQ that it is.